outside this building with the curved roof, and right out here has the emblem of the Omaha World Herald Press. Free press, free people, since 1885. And what I want to say about freedom of press is very important. Just as long as you exercise it responsibly, freedom of press is a great thing in getting your voice out. So here we go. What up? This your boy P9, and I'm here in Omaha, Nebraska. I finally made it to Omaha. I've been intending to do a vlog here for the longest, and here I am. I am in the most populous city in the state of Nebraska, located along the Missouri River here in the Midwest. Omaha is the county seat of Douglas County and the 40th most populated city in the nation as of 2024, with almost 500,000. So almost 500,000 people populate this major city in the Midwest of Omaha, Nebraska. So Omaha was incorporated in 1854, but it was founded 3 years earlier along the Missouri River. So it was founded around the same time as its neighboring city across the river, Council Bluffs. Let me go ahead and cross right here. I'm right here on the major drag, walking down Dodge Street. And right here is this building called the Steel House. Excuse that noise, people. It's just some construction going on over here. It looks like they're adding on to a performing arts building. So whatever the add-on is, it according to this sign, it's going to be opening, it's planning to be opening on in 2026, excuse me, 2026. As I approach 12th Street, a lot of these cities, you don't really realize how big they are until you actually get to these cities. Omaha is a pretty good size. As far as the downtown is concerned. Okay, gotta go to the city bus right there. Go ahead and cross. Okay, they got some artwork down here. Nurturing minds everywhere. Wow, this is fire. This is fire. Goes the angel up in heaven. Wow, and a lot of this artwork right here, I see a bunch of signatures on it. So it looks like a lot of individuals made their individual contributions to this artwork. Esperanza, Moreno V, Linda Fuentes, Consuelo Chavez. There's a whole bunch of names on here. De Souza, Leon Gutierrez. But this is dope. I like this. And this sits on the side of the Performing Arts building over here on Dodge Street. I just wanted to detour and get that. I wanted to start things off right here on Dodge Street, which is the major corridor downtown. This building right here is the Omaha Times-Herald. So that's a major publication, newspaper publication right here in Omaha. Now this building right here, built in 2004, is the Union Pacific building, which headquarters Union Pacific. So the Union Pacific headquarters is right here in Omaha. It looks like they're constructing another building right next to it. another view of the Union Pacific right here. I'm gonna go over here real quick. And I'm gonna continue down Dodge Street, but I gotta take another detour. That's what I like right here. And these sculptures right here. It just looks like the passage of a lot of individuals who is making their way towards the city of Omaha. But let me go up this way. Pioneer Courage First National Park. So right here you got a young man right here with his rifle walking his dog. Yeah, that's how I was back in the pioneer days, that era. Stagecoach, horses. So again, this is called Pioneer Courage Park. It just showed how the pioneers made their way across the country. And I know it was a treacherous journey. This was way before the automobile, so it would take forever to make a journey across America. But this is what it is. And there goes the Native Americans, of course. So I guess this is when they were trying to come to an agreement with those treaties. So these were actually, this is what the city of Omaha was named after. They were named after the Omaha Native American tribe. And the Ponca people also occupied this land. So there goes another Native American right there, sitting on a horseback with a rifle in his hand. Pioneer Courage. That was a really dope park. It's located on Capitol Avenue. And here goes the buffalo, which was also native to the land. Woodman Life building. So I just walked past the Doubletree Hotel as I make my way back over towards Dodge Street. This skyscraper right here. It may be the tallest building in Omaha. It looks like it may be the tallest building. Between these two right here. It's an apartment building right here. Check that out. That building over there, sitting at the corner of 20th and Dodge Street, is Omaha Central High School. And I'm gonna get closer up on it in just a minute. This historic building is Omaha Central High School. And Omaha Central High School, as far as this current building, was built and designed by John Latenzer in 1900, between 1900 and 1912, and the oldest active high school building in the city of Omaha. But This building actually sits on a site what was called Capitol Hill, and for a decade this site was occupied by a building that was the territorial capital of Nebraska, of the Nebraska territory. So the Nebraska territory, before it became a state, was the capital was Omaha. It was the second territorial capital during that time. And here goes a historical marker right here. Acting Governor Cumming designated Omaha as the first capital of the Nebraska territory by convening the first territorial legislature in Omaha on January 16, 1855. And it met in a small two-story building donated by the Council Bluffs and Nebraska Ferry Company and located on 9th Street between Douglas and Farnham, facing the Missouri River. So the second Capitol building was actually a brick building. And right now, this Central High School building, which occupies that site, is still a functional high school. So students that attend this school go to a extremely old high school that was like on the site of a territorial capital. So that's interesting. This building right here is another apartment building. It's called the High Line. It's a very old building. Looks like it was built in the early 1900s, but again, it is occupied now by an apartment building. So here's another building right here. Let me find out what the name of this is. I believe this is the Joslin Art Museum. Yes, this is the Joslin Art Museum right here. And right now it's currently under renovations, looks like. But this is the Joslin Art Museum. It's in a really nice building. Looks like this side is blocked off with the renovations that's going on. But it's right here on Dodge Street. But I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna come back with some more footage. I'm over here on Douglas Street now, and right here is the Scottish Rite Cathedral building. So it's a Scottish Rite Masonic Center. check this out. Apparently there's some black history right here in Omaha. Some brother reading the Protestant church and the Negro. Okay. Elderly black woman right here. There goes one of those old school cars right there. Sits right outside this Wells Fargo building. Ah, that's fresh right there. It's fresh. Douglas building. This is at the corner of 19th and Farnham. And the police have the road blocked off to traffic on this side. There's also construction going on, or not construction, but road work going on one side. Let me go ahead and cross right here. Check this sculpture out right here. It's called Fire in the Hole. Looks like it's made out of stainless steel. Fire in the Hole by John Barlow Hudson. And it's the Omaha Public Art Commissioner or Commission, May 3rd, 2000. Okay, that's a nice art piece right here. Nice sculpture. See a reflection in that bad boy. And that brings us to the Douglas County Courthouse right over here. Here's a sculpture of the late great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and it quotes, "I've been to the mountaintop." And this particular sculpture was unveiled on April 4th, 2004 by Mayor Mike Fahey and Martin Luther King III and the sculptor, shout out to the sculptor Littleton Alston, with special thanks to the Lozier Foundation. And again, it's called "I've been to the mountaintop," which was the famous words from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Shout out to Littleton Alston, the sculptor. And this courthouse was built back in 1912, architected by, again, John Latenzer. And there was a couple of infamous moments that went down here in front of this courthouse, which I will explain in just a minute.
You were making a video?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of video? Rap video?
Nah. YouTube. But right outside this courthouse was the lynching of one Will Brown. And on September 28th, 1919, thousands of white people, aided by local law enforcement, lynched a black man named Will Brown in Omaha, Nebraska. Allegations to crimes against black people during this era were rarely subject to scrutiny and often sparked lethal violence, even if there was no evidence tying the accused to the crime. The sympathetic white press often published false allegations and justified the public violence. So Mr. Brown was accused of, you know, assaulting a woman, a white woman, and this was common back then. Like there were a lot of these cities had allegations of those type of barbaric acts, but you know, there was never any evidence, so they were just that, allegations. And Will Brown, just like many other brothers, were you know, unfortunately killed because of accusations. And another brother by the name of George Smith, same particular, you know, the same type of allegations. He was unfortunately lynched right here in front of the courthouse. And this was a 20-year-old black man. His name was George Smith. So law enforcement did whatever they could, I guess, you know, to make sure to house and protect these black men when they were thrown in jail. But you know, a lot of the white angry mobs would come and somehow, you know, they would break the black man out and, you know, proceed to doing violent acts. So That's a very unfortunate, dark part of history. But it's right here in the front of the Douglas County Courthouse. Omaha building, and similar to the building I recorded in Kansas City, this building has a sculpture of an eagle perched on top of the roof right there. This is called the Farnham building. And on the ground level, there's a cafe and a couple of other establishments. And one of these buildings, this is the executive suites, but this used to house the First National Bank. And so that was the original purpose of this building right here at the corner of Farnham and 16th Street.